All right, let's dive into an incredible story about technology meeting history. We're heading to Oman, where a groundbreaking project is using artificial intelligence to rescue a priceless written legacy from, well, literally fading into dust. Just think about that for a second. We're not talking about a few books. We're talking about centuries of philosophy, of law, of culture, all recorded on manuscripts that are physically crumbling. For Oman, this isn't some hypothetical question. It's a very real race against time. You see, this is a nation's memory, captured in ink. But time, humidity, you name it, it's all taking a toll. These irreplaceable texts are just incredibly vulnerable. Every single day that goes by, another piece of history is in danger of being lost for good. So, what do? How do you stop the clock? Now, your first thought might be the obvious one. Hey, just scan everything, right? Well, it turns out it's way more complicated than that. The standard digital tools that we all use every day, they can't handle this job. So let's break this down. On one hand, you have standard OCR, that's optical character recognition. It's awesome for reading the clean, uniform text you'd find in a printed book. But then you have these Omani manuscripts. The handwriting is completely unique, it's variable, the ink is faded, the pages are damaged. A normal system just sees a mess. It has no idea what it's looking at. It just fails. So the only other option has been to do it by hand. Can you imagine that? Experts painstakingly deciphering and typing out every single word from these delicate pages. It works, sure, but it is agonizingly slow. For a collection as massive as Osman's, it would take centuries, and that's time they just don't have. And this is where things get really cool. This is where Oman's brilliant strategy comes into play. They basically said, if the right tool doesn't exist, we'll just build it. And that's exactly what they did, creating a custom multi-stage AI pipeline designed specifically for these manuscripts. The whole process is pretty slick and works in 3 main stages. First, they use these incredibly high-resolution cameras to capture the pages, and then an AI comes in to clean up the images and make everything sharper. Step 2 is the magic part, a special AI that can actually read the unique Omani script. And finally, another layer of AI helps fill in the gaps from damage and, this is key, makes the entire archive searchable. That second step, the handwritten text recognition, or HTR, that is the absolute game changer. You see, unlike regular OCR, HTR can actually be trained. You feed it thousands of examples of Omani script, and the system literally learns the unique handwriting styles from different eras and different scribes. The AI becomes a specialist. It's basically learning to read fluent Omani paleography with unbelievable accuracy. But here's the thing. This isn't a story about AI replacing people, not at all. It's about making them better, faster, and more effective. It's a true partnership between humans and AI. What's so crucial is that Oman isn't just buying some off-the-shelf software. They're building this capability themselves. They've even developed their own large language model called Maeen, and it's been trained specifically on Omani culture and language. This is so important because it ensures the AI understands the deep context, the cultural nuance, something a generic model could never ever achieve. This whole partnership is really the perfect division of labor. The AI handles all the heavy lifting, right? It processes huge volumes of text at incredible speeds and does that first draft of the transcription. This frees up the human experts to do what only they can do, provide that deep contextual understanding, interpret all the subtle historical nuances, and perform the final validation. It really is the best of both worlds, machine scale and human intellect working together. So what's the end result of all this? What's the real impact of all this innovation? Well, it's nothing short of securing an entire nation's history for all the generations to come. The benefits here are just profound. First off, the priceless physical documents themselves are now protected. They don't have to be handled and risk more decay. But way beyond that, the knowledge that was locked inside them is now unlocked for scholars all over the world. This doesn't just stop the threat of being lost forever. It sets a whole new standard for how we preserve culture. They're turning a fragile, static archive into a living, dynamic knowledge base. There's a quote from the team behind this whole project that I think just sums it up perfectly. They said they're transforming vulnerable artifacts into a secure, dynamic, and globally shared knowledge base, ensuring its written legacy informs the generations of the future. It's about making sure the wisdom of the past can actually help us shape our future. And this really leaves us with a powerful final thought. Oman's project is an incredible proof of concept. So, as this kind of technology continues to evolve, you have to wonder, what other fragile histories, what other fading stories from our shared human experience could we finally rescue from being lost to time?